Kevo, it is time for your rankings. Actually, let me delete this E category.
Get that Monday Night Football JPEG off my screen, bro.
Okay, so I do not. I have went S, A, B, C, and F. I do not have a D or an E. D or an E because I don't really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. 5 rows.
So I guess we'll go. We can do the this by. Let's go by grade. So in the F category, I have the Miami Dolphins. This could be a historic moment, ladies and gentlemen. A team that has the only team that has went undefeated could be the first team, could go this year and be the first winless team this year.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
That's not going to happen. They have an automatic win against New England in Miami. How is it? It's impossible.
Well, you never know. You never know. I also have the New York Giants in the F category until they find a quarterback that can throw a forward pass. It's going to be hard for them to compete. There's not a lot of talent there. Not a big fan of the coaching there as well. So I have the New York Giants in the F category. I have the Cincinnati Bungles in the F category.
Yeah.
I know that they've got.
Don't say Bungles, bro. I learned from that. Don't say it.
Okay. Whatever. Okay. The Cincinnati Bengals are in my F category. It's going to be a long year, and that's what we have to say about that. The New York Jets are in my F category as well. I'm just not sold on what I know that a lot of people love Sam Darnold. I just think that this is a guy that is going to hold this team back. I don't think that they had a very good draft. And I don't know what Le'Veon Bell is going to bring to this organization. So, and I also have the Arizona Cardinals in the F category at this point. I think that I know that they're all excited about Cliff Kingsbury and all of that, but at this point, I have them in my F category. In the C category, I have the Tennessee Titans. I agree with you, Dylan, in the sense that you kind of want to see them do something. I think that they will need to at some point have to make a big decision around Marcus Mariota. And that offense, Derrick Henry is a great running back, but their receiving core, I think, is very weak. So I have them in the C category. I have Washington as well in the C category, but I feel like we're sleeping on Washington a little bit. Darius Geis is coming back. Will be back. I know that he didn't play last year, but I think he's going to bring some things back. So I think that there is optimism. Yeah.
Yeah, you're actually not allowed to say that name around Dylan.
DG.
Okay, they have a running back with DG's coming back, so I'm kind of excited about that. Tampa Bay I have in the C category. I think Bruce Arians is going to help. But there's still a lot of work to be done in Tampa Bay, so they're not quite in the bottom tier, but I don't see them. They're still last in the South for sure. I have the Oakland Raiders in the C category as well. I just don't know. I know that they got AB. I'm actually I know I'm higher on Derek Carr than probably at least Dilly is. I don't know where Mitch is on Derek Carr, but there's a lot of work still defensively to be done in Oakland, so I have some concerns there. I have Detroit in C as well. I just not sure what Matt Patricia is. I'm just not sure about Matt Patricia. I think that's my biggest concern with the Detroit Lions. It just didn't feel like a fit overall, but we'll see this year. I have the Buffalo Bills hesitantly in C. I wanted to put them in B, but I just have them at C at this point in time because historically they haven't shown me anything to really put them in a higher level yet.
Kevo, what's the difference for you between B and C?
B is kind of, I feel like wild card contenders.
Okay.
C is they are not wild card contenders. So this next list is teams I feel like are going to compete in a for in wild card kind of, or like in division, but I see possibly 4 seed. So B, I have the Cleveland Browns. As I said, I am not as high as everyone else on the Cleveland Browns yet. For me, one of my concerns is you have a rookie head coach. I think that's going to be a bit of an issue, I think, going forward. And they haven't done anything yet. But is there things to be excited about? Sure. Yes. So I have Cleveland in B. I have the Minnesota Vikings in B as well. I feel that they will be contending for a wild card. I don't necessarily think that this is all on Kirk Cousins. But I think their defense needs to be a little bit better. I do think they need to run the ball. Honestly, this team, I was this close to putting into C. But the Houston Texans, it's hard to put in C without Deshaun Watson. But I really don't find the Houston Texans a very exciting team. I feel like they're very bland. I know that they have Hopkins, D-Hop, and Watson, but I think there's going to be an interesting question around Jadeveon Clowney, and I think Bill O'Brien is a little bit on the hot seat over there. Jacksonville with Nick Foles back there as quarterback, I feel like will be a bit of a better team, so I have them in D. I have the San Francisco 49ers in the B category. I do think that they're going to be an improved team. I think they're starting to understand Kyle Shanahan's system. If Jimmy G is healthy, they can win more games. So I have them in the B category, and I think George Kittle is one of the most underrated players in the NFL.
Thank you for that backup.
One question with yes. But the only concern with San Francisco is health. That's the big question with them. Green Bay, I have in the B category. I'm still a little hesitant about Matt LaFleur.
Thank you.
I'm very happy that I learned that I and Aaron Rodgers are competitive in beer chugging. I feel good about that.
True.
But makes me feel better as a person. But he's still he didn't have a great year last year. Like, I think we need to be honest about that, but he's still Aaron Rodgers. So I have the Seattle Seahawks in B. I don't think they're quite in that division winner thing yet. I think they need a couple of things to get to the 11-win part. I think to get up to that winning the division, but right now I have them in B. I have the Chicago Bears in B. I think the loss of Vic Fangio is a big loss for the Bears. And I think the NFC North is wide open. I don't think it's necessarily fully Bears, and I'm going to be interested to see what Mitch Trubisky brings this year. And I was at the Denver, and this may shock some people, but I have the Denver Broncos in B.
Wow.
I think that they had a couple of really good drafts. I think that Vic Fangio and Gary Kubiak and the coaching staff is bringing them a lot, will bring them some credibility. They still have a really strong defense. I think they built a team around Joe Flacco that they can be efficient. So I have the Broncos as a B.
Wow.
In A, I'll go back. I'll start with the face because I think people are going to be. This is maybe be the face, but I have the Pittsburgh Steelers in A. I think they're going to have a bit of a bounce back this year. I think that not having Bell and Brown may be actually a relief to this team. I do think that improve himself. I think that they improved themselves a bit defensively as well. So I have Steelers at A. I also have the Baltimore Ravens in A as well. I like the acquisition of Mark Ingram. I think Earl Thomas is going to bring something to the secondary. So I have them in A. And John Harbaugh is a good coach, even though I fired him a couple of years ago. I have the LA Rams in A.
Classic Kevil moment.
Coach. Do you think that they've lost some talent that I think is going to hurt them, but don't think that they have lost enough talent to lose the division? I have the LA Chargers. I actually am opposite to Dylan, and I'm actually not impressed. I think that defense got exposed by New England last year. And their scheme, I think that there's going to be some opportunities for some teams to take advantage of that. But they still have a really good offense. They still have Phillip Rivers. so they can play some really good football. Kansas City, I have as A. I think that there's a lot of loss of talent there, but you still have one of the best quarterbacks in the game. You're still in every game, and that's what I see there for Kansas City. I have Atlanta A. Their offense is good. Their defense, remember last year there was a lot of injuries last year, but I still would like to see them improve defensively, but I have them in an A. I have the Carolina Panthers in A. I think there's lots of good things there. New Orleans, I also have in the A category as well, actually.
So how many of these teams are making the playoffs?
A bit back. I think the loss of Ingram is they're making the playoffs. So right. So my Super Bowl contenders, I will with the obvious. I'm going to start with the New England Patriots. They're obviously Super Bowl contenders. Dallas Cowboys as Super Bowl contenders. I think that I'm not a Jason Garrett fan, but I still think I think part of it is because I think the Saints are taking a step back. I think they're taking us back, that there is an opportunity for the Cowboys to step up, and I think Dak is going to. If Dak makes that step, then that's fine. However, if Carson Wentz in the Philadelphia is healthy. Carson Wentz of 2 years ago, the Philadelphia Eagles are also a Super Bowl contender, so I have them there as well. And I have the Indianapolis Colts as a Super Bowl contender as well. I think that they're one of the more complete teams in the league. I think Andrew Luck, after a year off, will be much better. I for a good coach. So that's my list.
Interesting. So you got four Super Bowl contenders. Like these are the big ones. 8 teams that are either going to win their division or make the playoffs. Wild card contenders. Then we got lower league teams, and then the worst in the league. So it's an interesting list, Kevo.
I think that's respectable.
Yeah.
It's respectable. I don't have too many disagreements, to be honest. I feel like if I had to say anything, I think the Broncos are a little interesting for me. I had the Steelers one spot below, so that was interesting. But otherwise, pretty fair list, Kev. I like that.